Hi, everybody. Welcome to OJT Talk. Hey, Lydia. Hey, Sean. How y'all doing?
Hello.
How's it going?
It's going pretty good. Today, I thought that it would be, I'm not even going to say cool. I think it's very important that we talk about the importance of not just supporting people that we think speak for us, supporting people that have a platform, or supporting quote unquote celebrities or famous people. But I think that we really need to have a conversation and let other people know why it's important to support them. And yes, definitely, I'm so happy. You know, everybody's happy. Millions of people are happy about our new president and vice president. But I feel compelled to let people know the importance of voting at the local level and knowing who your local elected officials are.
Mhm.
So I asked Lydia and Sean to pick 2 to 3 people that they feel like best supports their views, beliefs. Doesn't have to be political views, but just somebody that is successful that they feel best fits what they believe in, the things that they believe in. So, and I picked 2 people. So I'm going to start off on a nice positive note and let everybody know the first person that I selected is a man named Elie Honig. So for most people that follow me, some of them think it's funny. They think I have this crush on Elie Honig and I'm just like following him just to be following him. That's not the case. I'm not following him just to be following him. Fortunately or unfortunately, however you want to look at it, I never ever knew how important it was for me to know about the laws of not just the Constitution, but all laws now because of Donald Trump. Law is not my area of expertise. If anybody would take 5 minutes to watch Elie Honig, he's a regular guest on CNN. He's a legal analyst. He's a former prosecutor for the Southern District of New York, or former attorney for the Southern District of New York. He has credentials. This man breaks down the law so I can understand exactly why something has happened. Not only that, he's factual. He doesn't play games. He's not arrogant. If I watched him on, it was probably the 3rd time I saw him on CNN. Bless you, Lydia. Probably the 3rd time I saw him on CNN. And there was another guest that was on. The other guy did not know the facts like Elie did. The other guy got kind of combative, argumentative. Elie Honig shut him down, you guys, without raising his voice, without being mean. He gives the facts. More importantly, I was all in because one time he was on, and if he doesn't know something, he's like, I don't know. Could happen, could not happen. So for me, it's important for me to be able to understand what somebody is saying. It's important for me to understand, could somebody else do the things that Donald Trump has done? Where did this come from? I didn't even know we had a law like that. Elie Honig is the man. He's younger. Okay, some people will say, okay, millennials might say, no, he's not young, but he is. He's not an 80-year-old person who gives the perception of knowing everything. So I've got to support him. I've got to do the best that I can, I feel like, to uplift him, let people know what he does, because guess what? If we lose that voice, who are we going to go to? Are we going to have somebody that's not going to be as factual as he is? Somebody that's not going to do their homework? So for me, Elie Honig, his voice is not only important, it's needed. We can't afford to lose him. Cannot afford to lose his voice. So my second person, I'm extremely disappointed. So you guys, I moved to Delaware 4 months ago. So because of COVID-19, I, of course, can't get out, find out where the meetings were. And meetings have also been suspended, but I don't know all of the officials like I should. But one thing pissed me off. The next person I'm supporting is a Black Delaware General Assembly state senator. His name is Darius Brown. I go to his Twitter page. This man has 529 followers. I have almost 18,000. There's something wrong.
Yeah.
This man is speaking somewhere this week. He put the tweet out. It has no likes. None. What are we doing? This dude, the Delaware General Assembly is responsible. Bills and resolutions, Delaware laws. This is crazy.
Yeah.
We've got to know what he's doing. We've got to know what all of them are doing. 529 followers, are you kidding me? We've got to support him. We've got to.
That's true.
You guys, when I lived in Bay County, Florida, the water bill at my house before I relocated, almost $200 a month. No irrigation. Why? Because of what the local elected officials did. You can't carry a water bill over and say, I'm going to pay 2 months. You can't do that. Your water gets shut off. We've got to do better. So as soon as this is over, I will be going to Darius Brown's page. I'm already following him. I'm going to be trying my hardest to get other people to follow him, support him, find out what is going on in District 2, which is the district I live in. We've got to hold these people accountable, support and hold them accountable. So with that being said, Lydia, I'm going to turn it over to you and sip on some coffee and calm myself down.
But real quick, just in case anybody was paying attention, sometimes you forget that you're live filming when you're swatting at things that are flying in front of your camera. So I wasn't having a fit. She's talking to them all like this. Anyway, I'm sorry to interrupt you, Lydia.
Oh, you're good. You're good. You're good. So I'm probably not as passionate as Vonda with what she says. And I love that about her, is that when she really wants to put someone out there and help them, she goes all in. But as far as for my picks, I picked two people. Claire McCaskill. Now, I know she's already a commentator on MSNBC, and I don't know if she's on other news outlets, but I always see her on MSNBC when I see her. But she's one of my favorite people because of the fact that she is a former Missouri senator, but she is very still well-connected. She still does what she can to help the people of the United States, the people of this country. And I mean, and when she commentates, she gives the truth. It's not just, okay, let me water it down for TV. It's nothing like that. She's going to give you the hard pressed truth. And if you look at her Twitter page, I mean, she might cuss every now and then, which is fine because you're being yourself, you're being real, you're really expressing yourself in a real way. And I really admire that. I'm somebody who likes people with no filters or barely a filter, because I don't have to wonder what you're really thinking. I don't have to wonder, if that's really you or not.
Right.
So, but Claire McCaskill is one of my faves. But she is somebody that really needs to be followed because I really want her to get back into politics if possible. I really want to encourage that because we need people that'll speak truth to power in office. We need people who will come on the news media, on media outlets, and tell the truth, because there's so many people trying to lean you one way or another, and she's just going to tell it like it is. So, but that's one thing. And, I got to say one thing. You know how they all went to doing stuff from home because of the coronavirus and everything. I remember one time I saw her post a picture of her being dressed from the top up in pajama pants on the bottom. But see, that's real. She's like, look, this is how I really look. Like, this is who I am. And I love that. I love it. But anyway, so Claire McCaskill, if you get a chance, go and follow her. And the other person I'm talking about is Chuck D. Chuck D has been one of my favorites since I was a teenager. One of my musical favorites. I am very fight the power. I am very, he is somebody who's spoken truth to power since I can remember. And he's still doing the same thing. And, I know, not to bring up from our conversation yesterday, but we have other artists that are trying to pretend like they're activists or become activists now. He's been an activist ever since he came out.
He has.
He's been an activist, and he still is. And not only that, but he pushes his brothers and sisters in the industry. I follow him on Facebook, and he's always pushing other artists. And I mean, yeah, he puts his own stuff up there sometimes too, but the fact that you want to help other people, like, right. Hey, once people get to a certain level, it's all about them, or their social media is all about them. So Chuck D is always putting up Eric's sermon. Oh, it's Eric's birthday, Eric Sermon's birthday, or Eric B and Rakim, like he will put it out there. And to me, that means a lot. I mean, right. That really does. So you still want to support other people, even though you're at a certain level. And he still is very, very fervent in his activism. He's sat down with several political leaders to try to push, people of color agenda and get stuff going for the community. So that's awesome. One. Yes.
I like him. I do. I like both of yours. Lydia, I love him. He's who he says he is. What you see is what you get. That is who he is.
And those are my peoples. What you see is what you get. Those are my people. If I have to wonder what you're really thinking about me, get out my face.
Exactly.
Get out my face. So, Sean?
I'm gonna kind of cheat and go with a couple. I'm gonna go with two different. I'm gonna group two people and then talk about a third. So I'd like to call out. I'm Indigenous Patriot, so we're definitely gonna go with the Indigenous side of things. Nice. Taboo from the Black Eyed Peas, and Drezus. They're both hip hop artists. I mean, if you know who the Black Eyed Peas are, then that's obviously, as stated, Taboo. He's been showing out with Indigenous culture. Like he's been doing a lot to present contemporary artists and issues to the public using his platform in order to bring attention to things that generally you wouldn't see, because Indigenous people are kind of a fad for our culture. You know what I mean? Like we look at that, we look at indigenous people while they're doing something that's interesting, and then we move on to something else. Taboo, Drezus, they stay on top of it. Also, I wanted to shout out for indigenous attentions, Mark Ruffalo, because that man goes hard about indigenous people. He's constantly repping indigenous created clothing. He is a water protector. I mean, if you follow him on Twitter or anything like that, he does have a good following, but he's talking about our environment and the things that we need to do in order to safeguard it for our children's children, instead of just focusing on what's going on today and how we can make the most money today and throw away our planet for the future. Anyway, I really enjoy people like that, illuminatives. It's just some good people that are bringing attentions toward indigenous people, indigenous artists. Taboo has a comic book, a Marvel comic book that's coming out on November the 30th. He's doing he's doing a remake of Werewolf by Night, I think it's called. And the character is an indigenous person. It's nice. It's really good because, as you guys understand, representation in media is really important, especially when that representation originates from a person of the culture. And what I mean by that is there are a lot of indigenous books that are not written by indigenous people, and that's okay. Whatever imaginations they have, as long as they're staying respectful. But there's nothing like having that authenticity. Yeah. There's nothing like, being born and raised. So yeah, Taboo, Drezus. Obviously, Mark Ruffalo.
And Mark Ruffalo.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah. Those are good.
They are.
I mean, my favorite, sorry, Drezus and whatnot, but my favorite, I didn't even mention, and that's Superman. Superman. Now, for real, listen, that man is off the chain. He, when he raps, his raps are, they're real, but they're not, they're positive. And I've actually had the opportunity to see him in person, and he really involves you. So he does this thing where he has this recorder, and he'll have somebody come up and he'll say ah. They're like, ah. They'll say, okay, you come up and be like, right that, and he'll record it, and then he'll put it all together into a song. Okay. It really, and he usually chooses a variety of different people. So he's inclusive with it. It's just really nice to have the culture shown to, everybody else.
Gotcha.
I feel like if you're not indigenous and you don't know these people, you're missing out.
I could see that. That makes, I mean, that makes a lot of sense to me. So, Lydia, did you have anything else you wanted to say before we wrap up?
No, I think we hit on some good people today. And if we can encourage anybody to start following some of the people that we admire from afar or that we really respect from afar, then hopefully it'll help them, get connected to some knowledge and wisdom and some good stuff.
Yes. So. And, for all of the viewers, if there's somebody that you support, somebody that you believe in, and let me just state this, I am a Democrat. So if we're on the same page, I'm not sharing anything related to Trump, not following him, none of that. Yep. So, but if it lines up, tag me, let me know. I don't have a problem sharing it at all. And to go a step further, if there's a local elected official that you think we can help by giving a shout out, hit us up in the comments. Yeah. Drop their name, let us know. I promise we'll do it. So Yep. So with that being said, we'll go around. Sean, let everybody know where they can find you at.
Real quick, I want to add to what she said. Amongst us all, so if you have a local representative that you want to be shouted out amongst us, we have tens of thousands of followers that we can put these people out to. So we do have resources to get an audience for people that are doing the right thing, and that's what we missed out on in the last 4 years, is the inability to push voices that aren't heard as loudly as they should be right now. Okay?
Exactly.
Anyway.
We need to make sure we keep the people that are doing good work and that have a platform. We need to be able to continue to have their voices. So we've got to uplift and support them. So, I mean, we have to. That's been proven over and over again by all of the shady things that Trump has done. So, okay, I'll turn it back over to you, Sean.
I'm an Indigenous Patriot on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I'd love to have you drop by. I'm very responsive. I like to talk about things. I'm also on OJT Talk. You should follow that channel as well.
That's right. Lydia?
So you can catch me at all social media at just Lydia111. I'm predominantly on Facebook. Unfortunately, I know some people don't do Facebook, but I'm primarily on there. But you can find me on all of those social media pages at just Lydia111. Also, we do have some merch. We're dropping some merch. My daughter's doing some tweaks on some of the merch we have right now. But we will have merch up tonight, new merch, 2 shirts. So let you know, go to ojusttalk.net and then you can pick some up. Hit us up.
Awesome. And on Vonda, you can find me on all social media outlets at Ovonda, OHVONDA, or OJT Talk. So you can follow both. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. If there's a topic you want to hear us discuss, if there's somebody you want us to help you support, drop it in the comments, and I promise you guys will do it. Remember, the comeback is always greater than the setback, and we'll see you guys next time. Stay safe, everybody.
Holla.
That way.